What's up, a Cinema Shogun here, and I am well aware that a lot of you all are still in like a state of shock almost about everything we have heard about Jared from Adventures with Purpose and everything that Jared allegedly did to his own cousin. But now that some of that initial shock and initial disappointment and downright disgust and frustration has worn off a tad bit, I think it's important for all of us to dive a little bit deeper down the rabbit hole. Before I go any further, let me give a shout out to Ikidmel because he actually exposed this information last night. So if you haven't, go check out his channel. It's an awesome channel. Sometimes it'll be the middle of the night and he's just live streaming a police chase, so it's always interesting over there. Go check out his channel. But he exposed some information yesterday, and it turns out that Jared allegedly has more than just one victim. It turns out that allegedly Jared didn't just do something to his own cousin, but to his sister as well. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, well, we should wait. We should wait before we get too deep into this. And I understand. It's America. Regardless of how I feel about Adventures with Purpose, and I feel some type of way about them, it's just, it's still innocent until proven guilty, right? But a lot of people are acting as if these are just random accusations and there's nothing to it. But the fact is, Jared has been indicted on 2 charges. Now, I am not a legal expert. I am not a lawyer. I am none of that. I am far from it. And I will never claim to be any of that. But in my experience of looking into cases, usually when someone is indicted for something, that means at the very least there is something to corroborate or something to legitimize the accusations. Now, it's not always the case. Sometimes people are charged and indicted on things that they are not guilty of. That's important to remember as well. But more often than not, at least with everything that I've looked into, when someone's indicted, there's usually something more to it than just a random accusation. But we shall see. But this isn't a situation that just happened overnight. Jared's cousin didn't just randomly call him out one day and everyone hopped on it. It turns out that people in Jared's family, including his own sister, has been calling him out for months. But not only has it fallen on deaf ears, but anyone who hears it has been coming at her and attacking her. And I know that feeling all too well because I've experienced that same harassment because of AWP and others that they chose to associate with. But let's go ahead and without further ado, we're going to go through her social media posts. Some of these are directly about Jared. Some are more so about her family and her life. And I find them all to be odd and interesting. So let's go ahead. I just got a text message from my mother that my grandfather passed away. Really? At 1 a.m. in the morning? I've been trying to get a hold of my mother for the last couple of years with no luck. I was kicked out the family at 14 years old for being R-worded. I was a perfect little Mormon kid who was top in academics, sports, and had tremendous musical abilities. In third grade, my competitive nature turned into an academic competition with one of the other top athletes. We raced book through book, and I was already taking college courses at the beginning of middle school. There was no stopping us. I was the type of kid that everyone wanted. Ended up on the streets of Vegas with nowhere to turn, then ended up on the streets of Eugene selling stuff for a bunch of bikers who took me in after being R-worded again. At 15, I pulled off one of the biggest heists Eugene had probably ever had. I definitely went into survival mode and adapted to my surroundings. So well, it made the chameleons jealous. I will say it again. Really? A text at 1 a.m. telling me my grandfather is dead when I have not been a part of this family for over 30 years? I have not been allowed in families' homes. I have not been allowed in families' lives. I have not been allowed at families' weddings, and I have not been allowed at families' funerals. I have tried and tried to be a part of this family, but have to make the decision to not put myself through any more self-torture. The last time I saw my mother, I asked her if she would sign a paper to make sure that I had a 72-hour mental evaluation, since everyone in the family thinks I'm crazy. She told me that she would never do that because she was afraid they would never give me back. She only had a few bites of her sandwich and then said I was part alien. What type of aliens we are, what planet we are from, and then she left. I have been more S-word this last week than I have been in years. And this is a reminder that I still have no one to turn to. However, I have learned that being S-word is not a bad thing. It just means that I can live my life with no fear. Anyone that has a problem with that can F the F off. Now, that's just the first of many posts, and we're going to go over all of the posts in just a moment. But first, I have to react to each of these posts separately. But before I even give you a reaction, make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, hit that thumbs up. It helps the channel in the algorithm. Now, this is obviously very sad. It's disturbing. I don't know how to feel about parts of it. But it's clear that anyone in this family who has ever stepped forward to say anything about Jared or other members of the family doing inappropriate things to them, they get shunned. They get silenced. They get, they become the black sheep of the family. They get casted out, exiled. All because they come forward with what has happened to them. And not just that, it's like, from her words, it's like she, even though she isn't guilty of anything, she's the victim here, she has still been shielded from people like she's the bad person. Meanwhile, Jared and other family members who have done horrible things are allegedly allowed to still be part of the family, to still come to the family functions. You could come to the Christmas dinner, Jared, no matter how many cousins and siblings you did horrible things to, you're allowed here. But anyone who says something about you, they're no longer allowed. So it's not just that Jared is a monster. He comes from a family of monsters. And yeah, we could sit back and say, well, Jared maybe didn't know any better. Jared was 17 years freaking old. 17 years old. At 17, I don't care what your mama is telling you, you know better than to do something to a 9-year-old let alone your 9-year-old cousin or sister. But she has been shunned and exiled from this family. And they've made her feel crazy for speaking out about what Jared did. Now, obviously, there is one part where she says that her mother says that she is part alien. And then she describes what race of alien she is and what planet they came from. I don't know exactly how to feel about that. This is a tough one. Jared and Jessica, Jared's sister, they've both acknowledged, they both have had a lot to say about their religion, which is the Mormon religion. I'm not going to dive too deep into all of that because I try not to get into too much religious stuff on my channel. But it's very obvious to me from their words, not mine, that they have an issue with some things within their religion. Now, I don't know much about the religion. I don't know much about the aliens and stuff. I don't know, but apparently, and this is where reading things, in words and writing, sometimes it doesn't transfer in the same way it does through, verbal language. So I don't know if she literally meant that, hey, her mother was convincing her that she was an alien from a different planet. But that's how it reads off to me. So this situation has just gotten weirder. We've gone from a incestual situation to an extraterrestrial situation. So not only has Jared allegedly done horrible things to his cousins and his sister, there's a possibility that Jared thinks he's an alien. And I'm not even joking. That's the weird part. But let's go forward because she has a lot more to say. And I scrolled through her social media account and she references, certain things about her family multiple times, but let's go over this one. First message I received this morning was from the son of the first adult that R-worded me. It seems as if the family is getting scared and they are now trying to slander me and scare me into keeping my mouth shut again. It's not going to work. Our family is sick, and I am not a kid that you can throw to the wolves anymore. I am a wolf now, and I will not back down. You know what? I don't know Jessica, but I like her energy. Jessica doesn't seem like the type of person to back down. Much like myself, I think Jessica wouldn't have an issue with how I've been covering her brother Jared. In fact, Jessica would probably say far worse about Jared. So when I call Jared a cousin fucker, please don't come here and cry in my comment section. Now, once again, she is hammering home the fact that her family is sick. And in the emails we went over from Jared to his cousin, allegedly, Jared also says that his family was sick and twisted as well. So there's a whole type of incestual thing going on in this family. They are literally inbreds. They get down like this. This is how they get down. Jared acknowledged that in the emails, allegedly, that they got down like that. He even said, me and my cousins had a group meeting about how we all used to, and we decided we don't want our kids doing that. This is a thing in their family. Which is why I labeled Jared what he was. Because his family, they come from a line of cousin effers. But she's talking about how they can't silence her now. And mind you, this isn't something that came out yesterday. It's not like Jessica is jumping on the dog pile, because then maybe I would be like, okay, wait, hold on. Because I try to be fair. And to be fair, if by some odd chance that Jared isn't guilty, then we'll talk about that. For sure. And we will acknowledge that. But all signs are pointing towards something far more sinister. And Jessica didn't just hop on the dog pile. She didn't see this become popular yesterday and come forward to tell her story. She's been telling her story for years, right on social media where anyone could see, but no one said a damn thing. And you want to know what the scary part is, folks? You see, people like me and creators like me, people like Ikidmel, we didn't know about these dark secrets. We didn't know that Jessica, for over a year now, has been trying to spread her message. We didn't know this. If I knew about this a tad bit sooner, I would have addressed it sooner. But you want to know what's really creepy and weird, folks? There are a lot of AWP supporters and subscribers who knew about Jessica's claims. Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah. And I know for a fact. So not only was Jared hiding this, not only was Adventures with Purpose hiding this, not only was Jared's family hiding this, Adventures with Purpose has a few subs, and when I say few, I don't mean just a few. They have some subscribers and supporters who knew that Jessica was making these claims, because when Jessica came forward with these claims, she received harassment from the supporters of Adventures with Purpose. So while a lot of us are surprised and we're in shock, there's a lot of AWP supporters that are like, oh God, I guess they finally found out. They finally found out. Because they knew. And they will still be in my comments right now defending Jared and AWP to the end of the earth, because they've been awestruck by the amount of subscribers they have. Why? Don't y'all realize that we're all human beings? I am not a celebrity. Jared is not a celebrity, and even if he was, you don't idol worship people to the ends of the earth, especially when you find out that they R-worded their own sister and cousin allegedly. But people who have supported AWP, they knew that these rumblings and stuff was stirring for a while now, and they kept it really quiet. I'll hand it to y'all. Y'all kept this under the rug for a while, but it's all coming out. But let's go forward. She has some more posts. I got an order today to deliver to Jared L. on the outskirts of Redmond, Oregon. Delivery instructions said, go through Green Gate and go to the house. When I pulled up to the electric gate, it started closing, so I parked and got out of my vehicle with the order. And as I saw a man in the distance walking up the driveway, it was my older brother, Jared Lysick, who started screaming, F you, Jessica. No, Jared, you can't F me anymore, you psycho piece of shit. You knew who had your order and was driving all the way out there. Don't be mad at me for supporting people who want to put you away. Be mad at yourself for the things you have done to others. I might have been the first one you SA'd, but I was far from the last. Whoa. You are not a hero like the others may think. You are a narcissistic piece of crap that's about to go down for your own actions. I'm not afraid of you like others are. You can't brainwash me like you have done to others. You made your bed, and now it's time for you to toss and turn and lose some sleep over your own actions. It's only a matter of time that the truth of Jarek Lysick is revealed. Thanks for showing your face today. Now we know where to send the police. I told y'all, this lady ain't falling back like a sensitive victim like y'all want victims to always be. Now, there is no right or wrong way to be a victim. But don't think you're always speaking for all victims when you try to police other people in their words, because I guarantee you Jessica is 10 times more heated than I have ever been about this topic. Jessica is not taking this lying down. Jessica is not going to be silenced by anyone, including AWP supporters. She's coming forward with what she has to say, and she has been trying to for a while now. And she has been silenced every step of the way because people want to police language. People want to get sensitive when we start talking about the real deal Holyfield, about what's going on in today's world and what's going on in people's lives. Now, for what Jessica says right here, she was not the last person that Jared essayed. From what she's making it seem like, there has to be multiple more people, because she says far from the last. Now, we already know of two accusers, cousin and sister. Cousin and sister. Wrap your minds around that. I'm aware that people come up with false stuff and false allegations, but cousin and sister. I don't know, y'all. It's looking really bad for Jared. It's looking very, very, very bad for Jared. And that's not my opinion. That's actual factuals. It's looking horrible for Jared right now. I don't know how Jared is going to get out of this. But she has one more post that I would like to go over with you all. Feel like I'm living with a target on my back, but I'm used to it. Been standing up for what's right my whole life, while others are put on pedestals for doing harm to others. I appreciate the person that is standing up for what's right, as well as I hope this will protect innocent kids. We weren't protected, but we're trying to help others. And in case you're not aware, yes, this is my brother. Changed my name to my real name on Facebook a couple of months ago so I'd be easier to get a hold of due to this. And this is her yesterday, acknowledging that she is aware that her cousin has also come forward, saying that this is the type of things that she has been telling people for years, but no one would listen, and that she is tired of being silenced, and that she is ready to take a stand, that she's been used to having a target on her back her whole life, and now she's standing up for what's right. So forgive me and forgive anyone else who may be a little passionate about her and Jared's other possible alleged victims getting some justice for what Jared and his horrible, disgusting, weird cousin fucking family did to their freaking loved ones. So what else is going to happen? That's the real question here. Because, often people who do things like this, there's a pattern. And from what the cousin says and what the sister says, their stories they're really lining up. And if we were to believe them, then it's not too far-fetched to believe that there are other members in the family who are harboring some of the same pain. But not just that. There's not just other members in this family who are probably harboring this same pain. There are other members of the family who are harboring these same secrets because they have done similar things. Investigate the whole freaking lineage. Jared, you played games with people's lives on YouTube, and you played games with your family members' lives in real life. And now I believe your whole lineage needs to be investigated. We make a lot of jokes about incest and stuff. But the reality is it's really unhealthy. And the kids that are brought into this world through two cousins doing it, a lot of time they suffer from deformities, mental health issues. It's not pretty, folks. Go look it up. Go look it up. I am disgusted. But I am also, in ways, I don't know if scared is the right word, but it's like frightening to think that people could be right in your face pretending to be heroes. Yet they do things like this, but you know, the veil was pulled down a long time ago if you were paying attention. And AWP and Jared's true colors they shined really brightly during the Kylie Rodney case. But at this point, I hope people stop being in denial. Stop blaming the victims. I'm not saying that you have to crucify Jared. I understand people who want to, hey, I'm going to wait until court and see what happens. I understand that. But don't get on here and make excuses for Jared. Because there is no excuses for this. There are no excuses for what his family has done. Hopefully, there aren't too many other people who have been directly affected by what Jared was doing back then. But it looks like there is a huge possibility that there are more people. Will they step forward? I don't know. But over the next coming days, things may get pretty interesting. But let me know for now what you think down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. And I'll talk to you all in the next video.